I'm Sandy. Kudos to you for successfully installing the game. I'm impressed, but I don't want to tax you too much, so I'll start with an easy question. How many people are going to be playing the game? That works. Now, player 1, let me know your name. Just type it in. All right, player 2, we need your name next.
45 seconds.
Thanks. Player 3, start typing. All right, first things first. Pick which episode you want to play. Player 1, your buzzer is the letter Q, as in Qbert. Player 2, you're the letter B. B as in Beatles, like the Bugs, the Cars, the band. And player 3, you have the letter P, as in presidential privilege.
20 seconds.
Okay, here's the skinny. You're gonna get a bunch of questions. If you think you know the answer, buzz in. Then type 1, 2, 3, or 4, whichever answer choice suits you. Or just type in the answer if it's a fill in the blank. You got it? Go on, get!
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide.
Well, all right. Welcome to our all-nude episode. As usual, I'll dare to go bare. Won't you join me? Tell you what, send me a naked picture of yourself and I'll put it up on my fridge. We'll call it, an icebreaker. First of all, we're going to need some pointy objects. So here's what you do with these screws. If you think your neighbor doesn't know the answer to a question, but you want to make them answer it anyway, buzz in and then hit the S key to screw them. Any questions? Good. Let's start today's lesson. What's it gonna be, player 2? Hey! For your enjoyment, once, twice, 3 times a nudie. I got $2,000 says you don't know this one. All right, get ready, because I got a fill in the blank here for you. And since being in the buff puts me in a good mood, I'll make it easy on you by letting you pick from 3 questions. You ready? What's the 1988 album by the Talking Heads? Or, what's the 1993 movie directed by Mike Lee? Or, what's the 1996 book of stories by David Sedaris? You know, I'm starting to think you might still have your clothes on, because if you didn't, you might have been reminded of this. The answer to each of those questions is naked. And if I may be allowed a brief moment of self-promotion, Naked is also the title of my memoir, which will be hitting the shelves just in time for the holidays. When you think Schmitty, think stocking stuffer. Category time, player 2. We're calling this one, In Space, No One Can Hear You Cream. You get it right, you get 2K. See what you can do with this one. If the Spice Channel were to make an erotic sci-fi flick called Planet X, where might you see Shannon Tweed doing steamy love scenes? On the moon, in a space station orbiting Mars, on the 10th planet in our solar system, or in a massive black hole? Player 2, grab it! Many scientists theorize that there may be a 10th planet orbiting out there beyond Pluto, and they've put all their heads together to give it the fascinating name Planet X. And they further theorize that the planet is inhabited by alien women who can only be nourished through kinky intergalactic sex games. Player 2, what looks good? The category, stitches can make a fashion statement. How does $2,000 sound? Put your head between your knees because we're going down. If you want to make your birthday suit a double-breasted birthday suit, what will you have to sew to your naked body? 2 rows of buttons, 2 extra lapels, 2 breast pockets, or a dickie? Take a shot, player 2. Yeah, that's great. Those pockets will really come in handy when I'm buck naked and need somewhere to put a pen. Player 1, player 3, grab it! Player 3, have at it! A lapel. I was wondering why you had that extra flap of skin. I thought it was some sort of evolutionary residue. Player 1, you can take it! The correct answer is, a suit is considered double-breasted when it's got that extra row of buttons. And if you get those special buttons that look like nipples, you can suckle a bunch of piglets. Talk to me, player 3. Shake hands with When God's Not Looking, We Don't Wear the Fig Leaves. $2,000 for correct answer. Man, have you ever seen this Michelangelo David statue? It's this 18-foot naked guy with all the parts to match. I'll tell you, it's enough to make any other guy feel, a little inadequate. Anyway, given the specific moment Michelangelo represents in his giant nude statue David, what might you think it's appropriate to do while in the buff? Go into battle, be crowned king, get married, or part the Red Sea? Player 1, who's getting screwed. Player 2, you're getting screwed. Let's give something back.
My liege, I have come to... Well, hello. I guess your highness won't be needing his scepter.
Player 1, player 3. Michelangelo's statue shows David right before he went into battle with Goliath. And apparently Michelangelo thought David would be naked in that moment. And it's a good thing that David downed Goliath with his first shot. I'd hate to think where he was storing the extra ammunition. Player 1, what's up? Hey, not bad. You chose a When Did Happen. All right, I'm going to show you an event like this. Man first walks on the moon. Then I'm going to list off 7 other events like this one. All you got to do for each one is tell me whether it happened before or after man first walked on the moon, or if it never happened at all. Buzz in when the correct answer is lit, you'll get $1,000. But be careful, if you buzz in when the incorrect answer is lit, you lose $1,000 each time you're wrong. All right, it's go time. The category for this When Did Happen is apply moisturizer liberally. Now, after the game's over, you're going to have to wash up and get dressed. Yeah, I know, it's a drag. But to help you out, let's make sure you do everything in the right order. That said, here's your main statement. Put on your underwear. Now, is this supposed to happen before you put on your skivs, after you put them on, or should it never happen at all? That'll do it. Okay, let's take a look at the damage. Well, at least you tried, player 3. Let's see how this affects your overall scores. Player 1's still ahead. Okay, now, where were we? Player 3, why don't you pick one? Well, what do we have here? History of Art 101, Naked Chicks. Let's see what you'll do for $1,000. Whoa, check out this auction catalog from Sotheby's. Man, I'm telling you, if you could see these pictures, you'd... I'll read you the caption. Item 23. A tender appreciation of the female form by practitioners of the earliest practical photographic method. These pictures will be sure to arouse and delight. Now, what's up for auction? Raunchy lithographs, filthy daguerreotypes, naughty stereoscopics, or kinky tint types. It's all yours, player one. Lithographs? No, sorry. These lithographs are definitely not photographs. But they are raunchy. Yowza! Daddy needs his auction paddle. Player 2, player 3, the time is now. Player 2, go! The daguerreotype, invented by Frenchman Louis Daguerre, was the earliest practical method of photography. And like any new technology, the first pictures were of naked women. Hey, which reminds me, you want to see some really saucy cat scans? Player 2, how about a category? For your viewing pleasure, no shirt, no shoes, no pants. You get it right, I'm putting you up $2,000. Okay, free your mind. Given what school the infamous naked guy attended, where might the other students take extra time wiping the desk chairs before sitting down? Massachusetts Institute of Technology, University of Wisconsin, Madison, University of California, Berkeley, or University of Notre Dame? Player 3, do it! Player 1, you're screwed. Give me an answer. A naked guy in Madison? Do you have any idea how cold the winters get up there? Player 2, player 3, who's gonna get it? Here's the one the winners pick. The student who made himself famous a few years back for walking around campus in the buff went to UC Berkeley. Hey, you know what I say? To each his own. You and I shop at the Gap, he shops at Gap Nude. Player 3, time to make a choice. The category is a place not in France where the naked ladies dance. I'll give you 4,000 clams for this bad boy. All right, get out your single dollar bills because what's an all-nude episode without a strip club? Suppose you go to a Gaza Strip club, baby. Given the country that contains the Gaza Strip, what type of currency should you stuff into the stripper's G-strings? Jordanian dinars, British pounds, Israeli new shekels, or Turkish lira? Take a shot, player 2. The Gaza Strip technically belongs to Israel. And I'll tell you, those clubs are great. There are no rules. The women take off everything. Well, except for their veils. Some religious reason or something. I don't know. Player 2, what do you want?
It's time for a question again.
I believe this one is called Today is the First J of the Rest of Your Life. If you know this one, you're getting 4,000 bucks. Okay, so if I were to describe myself as being naked as a jaybird right now, you'd know what I was talking about, right? Don't look away. If you were simultaneously being compared to a jaybird, Jay Hawkins, and a jayhawk, how would you appear? Naked, doing a monologue with a big chin. Naked, doing advanced physics and flightless. Naked, hiding penis and eating fish. Or naked, screaming and rooting for KU. It's all you, player 3. The musician Jay Hawkins is known as Screamin' Jay Hawkins, and the Kansas mascot is the Jayhawk. And you'd be carted off in a van with rubber walls. Unless it's an autumn Saturday in Lawrence, Kansas. Player 3, your category. Let's have a big warm welcome for My Angel is Glossy and Airbrushed. You want 6,000 bucks? Give me your right answer. Okay, listen closely and get ready to figure out this lyrical analogy. The breakup song is to as centerfold is to Tambolita Seda Moya, do-do-do-do-da-da-da, na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, or giddy up papa mau mau. Player 3, give me an answer. Yeah, nice try, Lionel Richie. Now you're going to be thinking of this song all night long. All night. Mambo, mambo. Player 1, player 2, who wants it? Should have picked this one. The breakup song by the Greg Kinn Band had the refrain, and the Jay Giles Band Centerfold featured choruses of na 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 ad nauseum, which pretty much describes what I'd sound like if I actually met a naked centerfold. Na na na, do. How about it, player 3 category? Hey, player 3, you better ask players 1 and 2 to move over so you can make room for all that cash you're about to win in this or that. And this or that questions category is putting the pop back in popcorn. Okay, I'm gonna name off 7 film titles, all right? And for each one, you gotta tell me if it's a legitimate film or a porno flick. As each one comes up, if it's something you'll find up front at the video store, press 1. If it's something you'll find in the room behind the curtain at the video store, press 2. And to skip it, press 4. Each correct answer, you're gonna get $1,000. And I'll take away 1,000 for every wrong answer or for those that you didn't get to. All right, I'm putting 30 seconds on the clock. And we're off. Naked in New York. The Naked City. Naked and Nasty. The Naked Gun. Adventures of Buck Naked. Naked Lunch. One more. Naked Buns, 8.5. That's all 7. Well, look at you, 6 out of 7 over there. Let's see how it helps out your score. All right, get over yourself. Let's look at 3 new categories. Player 2, take your pick. Here we have, gentlemen prefer whole people. One right answer and you got $6,000 coming at you. Hey, I bet you didn't know that Marilyn Monroe was Playboy's first nude centerfold, huh? Yeah, I got a copy of it right here. Check it out. Let me just unfold her for you and, yes. You know, it really is tragic they have to fold her though, isn't it? Imagine that when Playboy's Marilyn Monroe centerfold picture was folded in half, her actual measurements were cut in half. What would be her new numerical description? 12, 16, 12, 18, 12, 18, 20, 20, 20, or 42, 26, 38? Ow, burning, burning, burning! Ms. Monroe's measurements were 36, 24, 36, so her cut in half centerfold would make her 18, 12, 18. And then you just make another fold right here, make another little twisty thing here, and voila, a Maryland paper crane.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
What do you want to do, player 3? Let's take a look at nudies in expensive frames. This one can get you $6,000. Okay, can you remember when you first started getting curious about what the opposite sex looked like naked? I think I was about 3. Anyway, if you had checked out Duchamp's painting Nude Descending a Staircase to get an idea what naked folks look like, how might you have expected a real nude person to appear? All angly with sharp edges, all blue and splotchy, like a huge billowy pillow of fat, or like a single black line ending with a red dot. Player 2, go! Duchamp was among a group of artists known as New York Dada. His painting Nude Descending a Staircase had no nude, no staircase, nothing swinging around, just a bunch of angly lines and sharp edges. And if I would have really thought that's what a nude person looked like, I'd probably still be a virgin. What are we waiting for? Can we move on, please? Player 2, grab a category. All right, give it up for There's More Than One Way to Roll Naked in Chocolate. Heads up, this one's gonna be $6,000.
Hey, you got your peanut butter in my chocolate.
Oh yeah? Well, you got your peanut butter in my chocolate. Or however that thing went. You know what commercial I'm talking about, right? If instead of using a random piece of chocolate in their commercials, Reese's uses the performance artist who's known for smearing her naked body in chocolate, what would you hear?
You got chocolate on my peanut butter.
You got peanut butter on my Karen Finley, on my Annie Sprinkle, on my Kate Bush, or on my Laurie Anderson. Well, that left a bad taste in my mouth. Karen Finley, a controversial performance artist, is known for her lawsuit against the NEA and for smearing chocolate on her naked body.
How do I eat a Reese's? By tasting the injustice and depravity that this country forces down my throat because I'm a woman. And then I eat the peanut butter.
You've almost made it to the credits, but first, the attack. When you see two words that match, hit your buzzer. If you're right, you get $2,000. If you're wrong, you're losing $2,000. Oh, and one more thing to remember.
Remember the clue.
The two words that match have to fit this clue. Nothing beats a little T&A. At least that's always been my philosophy at the video store. And on that note...
Player one, pull your thumb out of your ass and hit a buzzer next time. Let's see where we ended up. That's a win for player three. Player three, while your win might not be the overwhelming victory you were hoping for, it's still better than those other two losers. Hey, give them this message for me.
You don't know Jack!
Players 2 and 3, you're on the high scoreboard. And player 1, have you got anything to show for yourself? Nothing? Come on, let's try it all over again. Hey, if you're